Coronado. Coronado.
Yes, sir.
Lead us a prayer.
Yes, sir. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Our Father, in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Earth as it is in heaven. This day, our daily bread, and forgive us our sins. Hold on, sir. Carbon. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right. Amen. Once again, good morning, everybody. And this will be our
Morning, sir.
morning, Gino. Geno.
Morning, sir.
Ano ba si kong Gino ba? All right. Kuratan sa kung sa nagsanggit-singgit sa gawas. All right. Na ay concern si Alvarez but later na lang nato to siya i-accommodate after our discussion. So, um, we'll be having our first discussion today. And this will be brief. Kuan lang. How many slides do I have here? Yes, check mo na.
Nag-attendance na siya.
Wala. Gina-attendance ba mo?
Dili, sir. Dili man.
Yes. Dili na, sir.
Saan lang, sir.
Okay. Sige, for kuan, next meeting, I'll check your attendance na lang. Kanang, we are not required actually to get your attendance, but for monitoring purposes na lang, I'll just get the attendance next meeting. Kay kuan man kanang wala po na ako i-download ang inyong names pa sa kanang UIC na account nako. So I really don't have the list now. So next meeting I'll check your attendance, but it is not part of your grade. We are not required to ano to check your attendance kay unfair man daw sometimes baka mawadaan mo internet and all. So yun siya. I will not check your attendance as basis of your grade, but I will check your attendance to monitor you and call your attention if ever sunod-sunod na ang miss ninyo sa klase. So for example, if you will miss kana paminaw dira Jaco, si chat. Example, if you will miss the class or you will be absent in our meeting, so just inform your classmates so that ma-inform said ko. So, para mahibalaan na ako. Or you can directly, ano sa daw? Never mind na lang, sir. Nakoy pangunta. Oh, so what's your question, Jaco? Okay, Miras. What's your question? Wala na, nagluod na si Miras.
Sir, thank you.
Dili pa ma-merge ang mobile dev o healthcare. Kinsa da inyong mobile dev, wala, I was not informed na na mga ingon ana. Pero kinsaan yung hangkoan? Si Sir, sino? Si
Sir Clyde.
What was his initial plan? Ano sa dayang ingon?
Wala ka man. Ipag-grouping sa mga niya, sir.
Ipag-grouping pod man niya.
Yes, sir.
So, kasi kung emerge, kuan, dapat same group. Diba? So, kung wala siya'y kuan, kung wala siya'y ingon, something like that, So, wala. Pero, depende sa iya ha, if he wants to. Alright? So, pero kung wala, di. So, 23 slides, 22 slides lang tayo ngayon. This is just a brief introduction of what a health information management is, how it evolves, no? So, yan lang. Then, we're done with the chapter 1 because this is just an introduction.
Sir, maghatag tag, copy sa slide.
Yes, I'll just post it here.
Sige,
Sa
sir. Sige,
classroom.
sir.
It's funny. Why ganito? Do you see my PowerPoint presentation? Wala. Wala? This one? Nakita na? No. No pa din.
Wala gahapon, sir.
Ay, wait lang. I'll just stop sharing.
Sir, maminaw lang ko, sir, ha. Manghugas ako plato.
So, sige.
Hugas na lang po sa plato na ko, Jen. Ayan na doon, ayan na doon.
Wait lang. Ganun din na ako makita ang PowerPoint. Present now. Window. Ayun, nakita na ako. Share. Alright, so this one, kita na.
Yes, sir.
So, from the beginning. Alright, so health information management. So, good morning, everybody. This will be our first discussion with regards to the health information management, or this is abbreviated as HIM. No, HIM. So, Kwandao. So, what's the motivation why health information management was developed, no, nung unang panahon pa? So, health systems are composed of large, heterogeneous, and multi-form organizations and services, and have recently been modeled as complex system now. So, of course, if try to imagine yourselves, Kwan, working in a hospital, let's say for example, you will be able to kanang kuan, di ba? Tawag ani kanang experience or kanang ma-experience nimo ang different transactions with it. Thus, in every different transactions, napod na sila yung mga lahi ng mga information systems, and that makes it large and heterogeneous. Meaning to say, iba-iba, no, dili uniform, no, multi-form organizations and services nga is modeled as a complex system, no, kay daghan man na ay kay daghan mga branches, daghan departments man ang mga ang ato ang healthcare institutions, no? So, dako siya. It's modeled as complex, yeah, no? Complex systems. So, with it being complex, but kwan daw, it requires timely access to accurate and up-to-date medical information is a critical factor in an effective delivery of quality, tailored, and contextualized care and services to patients at the point of care or dito sa ato ang mga institution. So, kailangan daw timely access. So, ibig sabihin, when the medical information is needed, so dapat makuha na nimo siya in real time, no? But it does not only mean na makuha ni mo siya. Dapat ang mga nakuha ni mo should be accurate and up to date. Remember that we're dealing with kanang life of people, lives ng tao diri. So therefore, it must be accurate and up to date. Kaya kasi kagahapon pa to na record niya, lahi na iyang condition karon or something like that, di ba? So it should be timely, but the medical information should be accurate and up to date also. So para daw to effectively deliver a quality, tailored and contextualized care and services to patients. So contextualized, so ibig sabihin that it is based on kung unsa jud ang 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 tawag nito ang condition of a specific patient is. So efficient information management is critical to the proper functioning of the complex care services, healthcare organizations, and integrated health system. So kailangan daw og efficient information management for that because it is nga as tagged as complex na sistema ng atong healthcare um, institutions. So kailangan efficient information management. That is why naatay mga ginatawag na health information management systems or the HIMSS, which can lead to process improvement within healthcare organizations. So when we say health information management systems, it is just similar to what we know na mga management information system sa isa ka non health institution or non-health organization. So maula na siya, pareha lang na sila ang concept. The only difference is of course with the HIMSS, we're dealing with kanang medical records. We're dealing with the systems na naa sa isa ka medical institution or healthcare institution. Remember that if we will define MIS, di ba? Kay same lang man daw sila. It's of kuan, systems. Ibig sabihin, dili lang, we're not dealing here with one system lang. So it's collection of several systems from different, excuse me, different departments. So ibig sabihin, yun ani po si HIMSS. So HIMSS are actually collections of different information system. Then, those produced, no? Itong mga na-produce ng mga na information of that several systems na no are collected, no? Preserved thou, analyzed, no? Para maka-generate new knowledge and information out of it. So similar with the concept of MIS, so with an MIS, we can visualize our information, no? We can generate visualization out of that. We can learn new things atong out of that data na coming from different systems. So, ibig sabihin, it aids now decision makers in making sound decisions. No? So, same with our HIMSS. Ingon anak ko. So, ibig sabihin, when we manage kasi information, so, naanadira, given that it aids now decision makers in making decisions. So, thus, naatay mga dapat included or tawag nito kanang embedded or part of the function of your health information management system are the kanang decision support tools, no? Na pwedeng gamiton for decision makers. Examples. So, sabi ng mga decision support tools. Let's say, for example, we have the mga data mining tools na to, no? So, let's say, for example, kanang clustering patients. Ngayon, ana. identifying patterns ng isang disease, no? Kanang um, based on based on mga na-experience na mga symptoms ng ng isang patient or ng mga patients. So several patients experiencing this several symptoms na ni. Then i-identify niya what are the possible mga illness if you are having these symptoms na yun ani. So this is part of the decision making, no? It's pattern analysis ba karon or predictions. Let's say for example, kanang mga ingon ana, identifying kanang mga kung ang tumors ba are benign or not, kanang mga yun ana. So that's part of kanang mga data mining tools, no? So that's part of actually health information management systems. Kaya ang kuan man, ang konsepto man niya is to aid decision makers in making decisions. So kinsa ba ito mga decision makers? Example ato or the doctors, no? Doctors that can give diagnosis to patients, no? Ang yan diagnosis kay kanang backed up with our kanang kanang decision support tools kanang mga ingon ana. Alright? So ingon ana dako siya. Actually when we talk about hymns, so dako siya. This does not only include one specific system, no? So daghan nga mga systems merge together so that it will be able to create the entire hymns. So na ay pwedeng natay system sa doctors, natay systems para sa laboratory sa mga sa kanang sa tawagan na kanang nagakandak og mga laboratory test kanang mga ingon ana. We have systems in the pharmacy, we have systems in the top managers and everyone else, no, sa billing, sa tanan, sa operations, kana siya. So merge together. And in the next chapters pa, so we will be identifying those systems na kung unsa man tong naa diri sa atong instance. So health information management is the compilation. So compilation, preservation. So ibig sabihin, storing, no? Gathering, storing, analyzing, protecting or securing quality of patient health information. So that is basically the health information management. No? So to compile, to preserve, to analyze, and to protect the quality of patient health information. This information may be either paper-based, no, katong the manual system na to, a paper-based and digital hybrid mixed, and or a fully electronic health record or HER, which is always the case. But I believe in our present condition, present conditions of the health institution, di medyo kanang ang electronic health record is not fully implemented kay daghan pa man og especially kanang mga gagmay nga hospitals, so dili jud na siya. And even mo to gani ka sa dagko ng mga hospitals karon, they're still bringing with them katong mga papel, katong mga kanang records ng mga tawag nito ng mga patients, di ba? So wala naman na sila naga-tablet na lang or whatever mobile devices to check on the conditions. So dili pa jud ingon ana ka kuan ang atuang healthcare institution karon. So dili ingon ana ka high tech, no? Dili jud siya fully electronic health records. Or same lang, sorry. So some of the potential benefits of health information management include, so these are the benefits. So these, so number one, reducing informations and task duplications. All right. Reducing paper trails, a reduction of administrative tasks, the provision of centralized information leading to improved retrieval of patients' medical information and records. So complete dyan siya. Kung centralized siya, ibig sabihin, the records na pwede nimong ma-retrieve complete. Kay centralized man siya. Tanan, all systems no relating to patient's record kay moadto man sa isa ka central repository, thus ang pwede nimong makuha na information of the patient kay complete po to siya. A reduction in waiting time by streamlining workflows and clinical process. So since it will be centralized, so other kanang activities required para makuha na information kay malimitahan, ma-eliminate to siya. So ibig sabihin, mas streamline ang work process. Potentially, a reduction in medical errors through the standardization of clinical process. So, since centralized, so ibig sabihin, there should be standardization. No? So, kung na standardization, so it limits medical errors. A reduction in the variability of service, and the use of embedded clinical decision support within electronic health system. This is what I had mentioned kaganina, that with health information management, na embedded dito ang decision support na to. So these are some of the health information management benefits. So health information management, the early history niya. There are distinct steps that shapes the profession's development of summarized by Ed K. Huffman in the Bulletin of the American Associations of Medical Record. This was in March 1941 issue. The him or health information management kasi is a profession, no? Profession siya. So ang pag-develop ani ng profession kay based on this three steps na ni, no? So actually naay mga bachelor's degree offered in US na health information management, no? It is really a different kanang degree, no? So ang atong buhat karon kay we're just kanang trying to learn kung unsa ang naa sa health information management, pero actually it is a different 4-degree course, and there are certificates as well offered para licensure kumbaga. So unsa man tong mga tulo ka steps: the hospitalization standards, the organizations of the associations of record librarians, and the approval of formal education and certification programs. So the hospitalization standard. Before 1918, so it started kasi, the hospitalization standard started during 1918. But prior to this, no, the creation and management of hospital medical records were the sole responsibility of the attending physicians. It is just kanang kuan, the task of the attending physician na i-record ang iyahang ang medical information ng isang patient na to. But pareho na to no? And same as other kanang professions. So sometimes kuan siya kanang dili taganahan to do the recording, no? So with us like doing paperworks, kasi kinsa naman lang, we don't like paperworks, no? So dili ganahan, so or dili ganahan sa mga paperworks because um um keeping medical records is tasky kay isulat man na nimo because 1918 dili pa man iyon ana kakuan ang computer ana this time at that time. So and even nga kanang kuan even na kung na may computer at that time, so siguro dili po din ana available to all attending physicians, the mga physicians. So tasky siya. So it takes time. Medical records of that time did not contain graphical records or laboratory reports. Unlike today, di ba na mga graphical um, records or laboratory reports. So sa unang panahon, wala man yung mga ingon-ana, di ba? Wala ingon-ana na mga records. And no management of medical record processes resulted to, so wala man to management dyan ato kay kanang uh, every physician raman ang naga-record. So ibig sabihin, kung mato ka sa kanina doctor, so na kay record, mato ka sa pikas doctor, na kay record, thus, there is really no management of medical record. So resulted um, this no management resulted to una incomplete records. No? So with the incomplete records, these were often filed as received on discharge of the patient. So katong medical record, ihatag lang po ito siya when the patient will be discharged. So second, hospitals made no efforts to ensure that different portions were completed. Sa ato katong medical record nga. So walay effort for incomplete man, di ba? The medical records are incomplete. So the hospitals wala po kay no management man of medical records. So wala po sila effort to kanang ensure na kanang all informations, medical records kay kanang makompleto to siya, no? So dili ra po i-require ang mga doctors. And no standardization vocabulary was used to document why the patient was admitted to the hospital or what the final diagnosis upon discharge was. So since again, no management, so no standardization, so lahi ang mga vocabulary na ginagamit ng attending physicians. So ibig sabihin, even tanawon kung naay records man si patient, so even tanawon ng other doctor katong record ng isang doctor na to ng other doctor paghihapon, so possibly dili masabtan to ni doctor na bago. Why? Because they don't use same vocabulary. So lahi silang mga terms na gipagamit. No? So that is the problem before 1918. So during 1918, na-develop ang hospital standardization program, and it was inaugurated by the American College of Surgeons or ACS. For what purpose? To raise the standards of surgery by establishing minimum quality standards for hospital. So during this time kasi nakita nila that there should be a need um, uh, na na kuan na ikuan nga uplift ang kanang standards of surgery. Nga naman, because the ACS now realized that one of the most important items in the care of any patient was a complete and accurate record of the care and treatment provided during hospitalization. So nakita to nila nga there is really a need to have a complete and accurate report ng isang patient during the care and treatment niya sa panahon nga na hospital siya. So, motong, there should be a hospital standardization program. So, complete medical records, kung may the complete medical records, because that's the aim of the ACS, so, dapat na daw identification data. So, kung may identification data, these are the personal information ng isang patient. Yang complaint, unsa man tong naa sa iyaha, no? Katong mga gipamati niya. Personal and family history. So that's why, 'di ba? Common na makita madugog na to, check up ta kay i-trace jud na ang family history o gihubak ba imong mama, imong papa, imong maisuon or high blood ba sila or what? 'Di ba? History of the present illness, ano ba yun, anak? Physical examinations, of course, special examinations such as consultations, clinical laboratory, x-ray, and other examinations. So, naa po daw na siya completed. So, professional or working diagnosis na doctor. So, ibig sabihin, later on, when you will be doing your health information related system, so dapat naapod ni siya medical records na present ni siya, makita ni siya. Unsa pa, medical and surgical treatment. So, lahi-lahi man ni sila ng mga tao, di ba? So, mo din ginaingon nato that supposedly, each department, each people na concern sa isa ka patient, so naa na sila lahi-lahi nga system. Tapos sa HIMSS, Health Information Management System, dito na ito mag-gather. Alright? So, gross or microscopical pathological findings, progress notes, final diagnosis, conditions on discharge, follow-up, mga follow-up check-ups, and in case of death, autopsy findings. So, kana siya, mo na complete medical records na ginatawag nato. So, mo to isa sa mga rason nganong na-create ning health information management. Second daw is the organizations of the associations of record librarian. So, the association daw kay kuan the association daw kay of Records Librarian of North America or ARLNA was formed during the Hospital Standardization Conference in Boston in 1928 of the 35 members of the Club of Records Clerks. So, na may conference nga nahitabo ng mga Club of Records Clerk. That's what they created this kind of association of record librarians. The ARLNA was the predecessors of the American Health Information Management Associations or AHIMA, where si AHIMA karon offers specialty credentials in data analysis, documentation improvement, medical coding, and privacy. Si AHIMA, siya na tong nag-develop ng mga licensure examinations, credentials na ginahatag ng mga tao, no? Kung gusto kang mo trabaho sa health information management sector. So basically, siya ang kanang body na naga-design ana. No, siya ang naga-develop og mga kanang kuan nga kanang licensure examinations, kanang mga yun, siya tong governing bodies, no? Nag-rule sa health information management sector. And the third one is the approval of formal education and certification programs. So, in 1929 daw, um, the prescribed course of study was formulated. Okay, di ba? Nakita na nila nga there should be a need na ay dapat need sa kuan sa kanang health information management. So tapos kanang associations lang man to ilang nabuhat. So therefore dapat they were thinking na dapat there should be formal education and certification programs nga. Okay? So in 1929, the prescribed course of study was formulated. So isip nila nga, really, we really have to have a course that is intended for this sector na di. So, matog, formulate nila in 1929. In 1932, the association adopted a formal curriculum. So, the first school for medical record librarians were surveyed and approved by the ARLNA in 1934. So, kato na nga siya. So, in 1941, 10 schools have been approved to provide trainings for medical record librarians. So, kato sila, ilang trabaho is to record lang dyan katong mga medical patients, medical information of patients. So the board of registration established katungang si ARLNA established criteria for eligibility for registration. So um sila nag-set ng mga criteria para you can register to this. The board develop and administer the qualifying examinations as well. So for you to be kuan to be qualified, so dapat you will have to pass the examinations given by ARLNA nga. Today, the role ng ARLNA kay played by AHIMA's CCHIIM na kanang department. So sa AHIMA na si ARLNA karon. So as what I have mentioned kanina. So, moto, the formal accreditation process of academic program was the precursor to the current accreditation program, Commission on Accreditation for Health Informatics and Information Management Education, or CAHIM. So, kana siya. So, mao nang accreditation body, which is, again, one department na siya of AHIMA. The Board of Registration was instituted in 1933. So, mura na po siya gatong, na siya board, kumbaga. The development of the him profession coincide with the professionalizations of other healthcare disciplines such as nursing, X-ray technology, and laboratory technology. So, kuan daw. So, similar daw na siya na kanang kuan. Nag-coincide po daw na siya na professions na. So actually, the HIM is actually a profession, no? Another profession. So ato ang ginestadihan karon. So lahi siya. Naadjay degree for that. Naadjay degree ana siya. Na ang yung concern ng jud is ensuring that complete medical records, complete medical records ng isa ka patient. So na science of keeping medical records. That's mo ganing gitawag ng Bachelor of Science because it has science, no, na ay science of that profession na. So na ay steps, na ay everything. No, murag sa ato ang IT. So there is also a science. So there's something to be learned out of that. So the traditional model of practice sa isa ka him nato. So the original practice of him again was based on the hospital standardization program initiated in 1981. So kadto nakabase sa kung unsa tong what was being formulated during the standardization program katong definition of what complete medical records are is rather. Then the program emphasized the need to ensure that complete and accurate medical records were compiled and maintained for every patient. Mao man jud to ang ilahang aim ato, 'di ba? Na dapat there should be a complete at the same time it must be compiled katong stored, 'di ba? And maintained. So kung yung tag-maintain, so ibig sabihin it must be updated from time to time. No, kung naay bagong um, record, so it must be updated, should be maintained. And accurate records were needed to support the care and treatment provided to the patient as well as to conduct various typical types of clinical research. So in 1990 nga, Professional Practice Standard discloses that the task of medical record practitioners, okay, at the time involved, so ang mao daw ni ang trabaho ng isang health information management practitioner person who people who are involved in HIM. So it includes planning, developing and implementing systems designed to control, monitor and track the quality of records content as the flows, storage, and retrieval of medical record. So basically, mo to kuan kanang trabaho daw ng isang um, healthcare information management practitioner. Plan, develop, and implement system design. So plan, develop, o implement system para to control, to monitor, and track the records ng isang pasyente and the flows ang dagan, no? Ang retrieval of that information na asa siya moadto, the storage and the storage of medical records. Basically, this is how it looks like. So, naay medical record department. So, naaman dito. It kay collection of medical records man siya. So, that there should be a department that handles all or every record ng isang patient coming from different kuan nga from different departments. So na record retrieval, no na monitoring, productivity monitoring, na controls, na tracking, na storage, na analysis. So remember that the analysis kay kuan siya. Itong part of the decision making, no? So we can do lang data analysis pag naatay this is mga tools, decision support tools. So katong mga na-learn ninyo in your research methods, pwede ito natong i-incorporate sa atuang katong mga statistics nga na-learn ninyo sa pwede nato to incorporate sa atuang kanang him para buhaton sa isa ka decision support tool, no, katong mga statistics nila learn ninyo dito. O katong i-learn ninyo kang Ma'am Christine, no, katong i-learn ninyo kang Ma'am Christine, no, that could be useful sa kanang decision support. So that's the traditional, and we have now the information oriented management practice. So the traditional model of practice is department focused and are devoted primarily to processing and tracking records rather than processing and tracking information. So naay kalahian. Kasi traditional, ang gina-keep track, ang gina-process kay records lang or ibig sabihin, these are data lang. On the other hand, ang gina-process diri sa sa information-oriented kay information. In today's information age, information crosses departmental boundaries and is broadly disseminated throughout the organization and beyond. So, di ba, kabalo naman ta, we were taught naman the difference between data and information, di ba? So, same goes here. So, si traditional data lang to. So, si information oriented, of course, ang gina-manage are informations. So emphasizing data manipulation and information management tasks and focusing on provisions of extensive range of information services. That is basically the information oriented management practice. So si AHIMA created a Vision 2006. So kani siya katong it was formulated in 1996 pa. And vision ni niya sa pag-abot daw sa 2006 and we are unsa naman ta kadugay karon. So of course, this is really kuha na-realize na ni siya. So sa traditional daw, physical records ang naa. But in Vision 2006 data item definition, so naanan, of course, is the data kanang databasing na nahitabuan ni. So naan siya mga data definitions, data modeling, data administrations, and data auditing na ginatawag nato. Aggregations and display of data. So aggregate, when we say aggregate, gi-merge lang nato, di ba? Ipon lang nato, it's an aggregation. And display of data, electronic search. Dere, sa Vision 2006, nanay electronic searches. So, we can specify our search now. Nanay shared knowledge resources. So, since centralized man siya, of course, there should be a shared knowledge. Statistical and modeling techniques. This is what I have mentioned kanina. That for us to be able to have a decision support kanang para sa atuang mga stakeholders, sa mga tao involved in the HIM. So there should be statistical and modeling techniques or katong decision support tools nato. So in traditional forms and record design, kanina man, dili lang forms and records na ay logical data views, data flow and re-engineering. So ibig sabihin, aside sa kanang we will be creating isa ka kanang several information systems. So, pwede po natong i-re-engineer. Ibig sabihin, we will change the data flows or the transfer of data from one department to another. So, ibig sabihin, ang workflow mausab, pwede natong i-re-engineer, usbo nato. So, say for example, ang dagan sa isa ka data mo ato sa department A to B, B to C, C to D, pwede natong himuon na lang A to D na lang diretso. Ana, that's re-engineering or usbo nato ang dagan. Then there are application development and application support system. So confidentiality and release of information sa traditional, dere aside from confidentiality, not allowing unauthorized people to access katong relevant information ng isang patient, but aside ana, naanay security imposed. Audit, ibig sabihin, we will naa siya'y kanang trace of who accesses this data na records, no, when it was accessed, what are the data na being accessed, and then yun our example of our audit and control programs, risk assessments and analysis. So, pwede ganon. Identifying risk of kuan ba karon, having this treatment, kinamayon ana, and analysis. So preventions and control measures, of course. Relating to securing the data and information nga ng isang patient. So from traditional roles to the new opportunities. So in the Vision 2006 2026 initiative, AHIMA identified several new roles as opportunities for health information managers. So na daw mga nadugang sa 2006 vision, na daw mga nadugang na roles si health information managers. So na daw, the health information managers for the integrated system responsible for the organization-wide directions of health information functions. So the clinical data specialist is responsible for data management functions. So maraming mga roles ha, including clinical coding, outcomes management, maintenance of specialty registries, and research bases. Dapat the patient information coordinator, which assists consumers in managing their personal health information, including personal health histories and release of information. So, kaning mga roles na. So, lahi nga role. Na po, data quality manager, responsible naman for data management functions that involve formalized continuous quality improvement activities for data integrity throughout the organization, such as data dictionary, policy development, and data quality monitoring and audits. NAPOY Data Information Security Manager, which is responsible for managing the quality of electronically maintained information, including the proportion of security requirements from policies, privilege systems, and performance auditing. And NAPOY Data Resource Administrators, which who manages the data resources of the organization, such as data repositories and data warehouses. Now po, the research decision support specialist provides senior managers with information for decision making and strategy development. So these are the roles na pwedeng i-take ng isang managers ng isang health information management. So ibig sabihin, mura na po siyang IT. An IT could be a programmer, could be a database designer, diba? Could be a systems administrator, and many others, graphic designers, ug uban pa. So si Kwan po, si health information management practitioner na po siya lahi-lahi na roles. So these are the roles ng isang kuan, ng isang manager, health information manager. And of course, naapoy new and revised jobs. So naapoy, it opens another jobs, no? Na terminology modeler creates digital links among various terminologies and classification systems. So siya yung nag-aisip kung unsa man tong mga technologies na gamiton ng various classification systems. Na personal health record liaison or consultant. So assist individuals in compilations of their personal health records naman. Physician group consultant aids in EHR systems implementation, auditing, documentation practices, or assisting with revenue cycle management. And privacy officer, which creates the rules for exchange of health information and ensures that the health information remains confidential. Napo HIM director works with the design, development, and implementation of EHR monitoring and reconciling interfaces, running electronic data integrity audits, and supervising a staff of individual in the virtual HIM departments. And lastly, sorry. And lastly, enterprise content and information manager, who manages an organization's clinical paper and electronic documents, including development systems to index and track the locations of content and information within the enterprise. Napoy, not lastly pala, napoy revenue cycle manager oversees all the processes that makes up the revenue cycle, from documentation, coding, through billing to improve efficiency in cycle. We have the health data analyst, the CIO, the CIO, and the CIO. So, mo ni siyang mga jobs, the possible jobs na pwede nimong applyan if you are kanang into health information management. The main functional areas of HIM professions. This is in September 2011. So, ang iyahang trabaho kay data capture, validation, and maintenance, data information analysis, transformation, and decision support, information dissemination and liaison, diba? And health information resources management and innovation, and information governance and stewardships. So, kana siya are all the work of kanang ato ang kanang health information management practitioner. So, question for our topic for today. This is just an observation. I hope you will have now the idea or concept kung unsa man ang inyong buhaton sa inyong system, all right? So dapat there should be decision support ato sa inyong mga systems na buhaton. Yes, Gino, you on your mic.
Wala sir, napindot lang sir.
All right.
Pero no question din sir.
No question.
Yes po.
Question sa mga uban dira basi join lang mo kanya, wala ay mo diri.
Wala po sir, not so far.
Wala. Very good doon. Kabalo ko doon nga. Nagdula ra ka dira Mobile Legend.
Wala mo gadulang Mobile Legend good sir.
Pero sa pain mo sir.
Wala sir, naminaw lang ako sir.
Pro-ranking.
Siyempre, ayos kikang explanation sir. Unsa mo may pungutana ko si mga sir. Wala naman.
Istorya ni mo doon.
Lagi.
Alright. Kung wala question, let's proceed with the concern of Julius. Julius.
Julius!
Julius. Ano tayo mong concern, Julius? Tell the public.
Ito lang sir, kung okay ra ba sa imo sir.
Di ba, na ay mga transfer nga nahitabo last time. Kasi kay kanang naamoy mga personal reasons nga nung gusto mong mo transfer.
True.
Kanang initially I am really against it. Nanikamot lang jud si Eldon nga makuha niya iyahang palalabs.
Dili mo good sir.
Okay, fast is fast, done is done. So, so initially dili jud anda ko Alvarez. Pero sige na lang. May basta given that naay mosugot nga makipag-swap. So, and the group members also kanang permits na hawaon kanila o gawaton to nilang bagong kaswap. Ingon ana ang nahitabo and the group agrees na ingon ana. So karon I asked you last time kung naa ba kay kaswap. Na kay kaswap Alvarez.
Naa sir,
Kinsa imong kaswap?
si Errol sir.
Errol, ano kanya pinili ni Errol? Ano sa ganyan si Juan? Ano sa group si Errol? Asa si Errol? Na si Errol? Nasi Errol? Nasi Errol?
Na siya, sir.
Asa
Coronado.
patinguga si Errol, be? Kinsang group siya? Unsa siyang group?
Wala ko kabalo sa group niya. Ay, wait lang sir.
Gichatan ako, sir, kay gisugo siya siyang mama kanina sa luwas.
Agoy. Let's wait for him. Kadali lang kayo manghihi sa committee. Ay, kanina ra ko nag-antos.
Never
Ano?
naman.
Ay, pag-anto, sir.
Asma daw sir.
Ha? Unsa Julius?
Ay, pag Julius sir, di yun lang sir. Ilasma daw sir.
Dahil, di okay naman na kay
Mag-isa ka.
Ay, lain pag sa may kong Sir Rogelio, oh.
kamalus mo.
Ay,
Puli mo na niyo, pre.
Julius!
Sige Jun.
Julius!
Ala.
Uy, Gino.
Sige.
Julius! Tara na na, Julius!
Julius, oy. First time dyan ako natungkan, pre.
Balos na ako sir.
Baka na, Julius, oy.
Ayaw, lagi Julius ba?
Wala dyan may gisuguan na, pre, ah. Ah.
Apa.
Hindi ka proud, tawagin ka Julius.
Swap na lang tagpangalan, be.
Ay, so,
Ay, mahala. Thank you.
Julio!
Julius, be. Swap na, be.
ala. Stop daw. Ready to work Alvarez.
Kung Rog lang na sir mo, sagot ko sir Rog.
Sige. Isang grupo si,
Grabe.
ano eh? Si
Ilasma daw sir.
Ano siya apelyido niya? Coronado? Ano siya apelyido niya? Coronado, no?
Yes, sir.
Dara. O nga, Dodong, masagot ka.
Intawan, sir. Balik,
Hindi ka kabalo. Mo-transfer daw ka kinangkuan, Eldon.
Pwede ba, sir? Karapan, sir.
Pwede po. The question, ani,
Sir,
ay
wala,
kung duwaton ba ka ni kuan, nila Eldon.
Oh,
Kung si Alvarez, duwaton ba nila Asma, sorry.
Salma na po, sir. Sabi mo, pakalaan na sa
Alma eh. Sige nga ng Alma sir.
Dawaton pod na mo. Sila ramay makipag-swap, Jean.
Papay na idawat sa kuha sir.
Sige. Eldon, dawaton ba nimo si Coronado?
Yes, sir.
Manluta, dawaton ba nimo si Coronado?
Ang sa kuwan, panangid. Kaya po nga leader.
Eldon sir.
Tatanan.
Tanan. Masagot na sila, sir.
Kung ikaw rin ganahan ni Coronado, bi.
Ha?
Kung ikaw rin ganahan ni
Dili man nasa. Ikaw may nag-ingon, sir, na dili man nasa ganahan o dili.
Ay,
Sa paano na?
Democracy.
Siyempre.
Democracy sa democracy.
Oo. Ha?
Banluta. Nasi Banluta, wala.
Nana, sir, nana.
Asa naman si Banluta? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Miras. Jaco. Juan is Jaco. Yes, sir. O si Kuan, ano niya?
Generoso.
Sure.
Alma sir.
Dinabeya, sir. Dinabeya. Hindi. Yes, sir. Ang sagot ko na member sir. Ikaw sir, di kay kuan sir ba? Si Kinsa ganito sir.
Juan, Asma, masagot ka. Uyon ba ka? Namubalhin si Alvarez. Si Asma, wala.
Yes, no.
Puro matag sa barangay ni sir.
Oh, of course.
Umahag ka ng ano.
Hindi mo lang sila ganahan ni mo. Feeling lang ni mo, ganahan sila ni mo.
Pero
Wow!
Fernandez.
Si Julius sir, mag-bumag din si Julius sir.
Fernandez. Asa man si Fernandez?
Yes sir.
Oh, unsa man? Dawaton ba nimo si Evangelis Alvarez?
Sir?
Dawaton ba nimo? Kasing-kasing. O, ani naminaw ba? Kinasing-kasing.
sir.
Dawaton.
Silya.
O, wadjud siya kasabot, oh.
Sir. Huwag ko pa mo to sir.
Aguhar. Asa man to naman to si Aguhar kaganina ba?
sir.
Asa naman si Aguhar? Nawala si Aguhar. Siguro ko iya ba? Ordinero. Nawa na. Dinero? Yes, sir. Okay. Sige. So, sa transfer naman. Balino na ako ni si Alvarez. Dito na sa Asma Alvarez. Tapos, si Coronado. Coronado. Alright.
Alright.
So, okay na. So, wala na yung mobalhin.
Wala na yung mga concern?
Wala na. So, perfect na nito. Dapat okay na ni siya. Sige. If wala na, so let's go home in peace. Sige, sa ito nag-pray ka kanina, babae na po di.
Si Fernandez sir.
Ha?
Si Fernandez ako na mag-pray.
Fernandez? Babae?
Uy, by heart.
Wala man to si Sherika. Uy, di ba naman to?
Sure. Gusto na ko magdunggan mag-prayer si Jaco, sir.
Pia na lang, Pia.
Sir, si Jaco na lang mag-prayer, sir. Ayos
Ako na lang sir.
Si Miras.
Si Pia akong gusto. Si wala ko yung mic. Okay,
Bantukan ko na sa dyan kumuha ka po sir.
Sir, si Jaco, sir. Grabe makaamo po, sir. Bisaya kayo, sir.
Naglapi ko. Wala din na yung nag-laptop. Ang ganit ko. Anong naman ko yung mic?
Si Miras lagi, sir. Grabe ang ampon ni Miras, sir. Eh, kanang pambisay, bita kayo, sir.
Gani sir, makabuhi ba nagpatay sir?
Sabi dira, Julius. Sherika!
Sige lang.
Sige. Wait lang.
Miras na, sir. Miras.
Hindi. Si Julius. Pag-swap man lang.
Sige. Just daw.
Sige, let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, Amen. Lord, thank you for this wonderful day, Lord. Lord, salamat kay Sir Badyang, Lord, sa iyang mga lessons nga gitudlo karong adlaw. And bless us also, Lord, for this incoming next subject na mo, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, Amen.
Amen. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye, sir.
Day
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye sir. Bye Julius.
Saboy.
Bye everybody.
Bye, sir.
Bye.